Hi everyone, I'm Alan Beaulieu from ITR Economics with another episode of Trend Talk. There's a lot going on, obviously, in the world these days. Probably the understatement of the decade, right? Between COVID and between supply chain, inflation, Russia, Ukraine, resignation, surge, just everything. It's like it never stops. But there is a way to get down to basics. There is a way to get through all this. And that's by looking at rate of change. That's by looking at the numbers and thinking unemotionally. Now, we get asked a lot if there is going to be a demand cliff. Don't think so. Don't believe so. And here's why: nothing's going to get poof better or worse overnight. It's just going to slowly get better, as leading indicators are telling us. It's just rational. The supply chain problems will slowly ease. More computer chips will slowly start coming in. There's no reason to expect that there's been such a buildup in inventory. We don't see it in the numbers. That all of a sudden is going to be a complete cessation of orders. That would only come if the person doing the ordering all of a sudden had a cessation of their orders and the person before that. And none of that seems to be going on. Sure, there's some inventory buildup, but that gets slowly diminished as the demand pull slows. It's as normal as breathing. So back to basics. It's kind of easy to fall into that whole mindset. For instance, during COVID, distributed workforce, office buildings were done. There was going to be no more office buildings, and they're all going to become worthless and empty, and the new dawn had broken. And yet, for some reason, when we look at what's going on in office building construction in the United States, private and total, we find that the rates of change are positive. The 312 rate of change for private non-res is at 4.7, which means the last quarter is 4.7% above the year ago quarter. The 312 has yet to break above the 100 line. The 1212 has yet to break above the 100 line. That's at minus 3.2, but it is going up. It's in phase A. And perhaps most interestingly, the dollar amount being spent on office building construction, this is new office building construction, is rising. It's at 71.1 billion out of a total for all office buildings of 82.2. Clearly, most of it's private. And it's going up. The rates of change are signaling, it's going to keep going up. And that flies right in the face of conventional wisdom. Even just maybe a year ago, maybe less, where we weren't going to need office buildings. Guess what? We do. And here's another thing. Renovation construction is doing very well. When we look at non-residential construction, that broader measure, it's all kinds of construction under non-res, commercial buildings, industrial, manufacturing, office buildings, power facilities, that sort of thing, automotive facilities. The 1212 rate of change is rising. It is currently 1.4% above year-ago levels, and it's going to continue to rise. The dollar amount is rising and has risen to $475.76 billion off of a July 21 low. It's up almost $20 billion. The 312 is doing well. It's construction is not out, construction is doing better. And as office building construction and non-res is doing better, it also means that renovation construction is doing better. The rates of change for all three move very, very similarly. So we're going to find that renovations, non-res in general, office buildings in particular, are going to offer some good opportunities for contractors, for control system integrators, master system integrators, for people who finance it, people who install the paint and wallpaper, and people who sell the carpet and flooring. I mean, it's just elevators. It's just going to keep going on and on and on and have a positive impact on many, many companies as we go forward, despite what's going on with inflation. Despite what's going on with the fears of the world, there are positive things going on when you get down to the numbers and look at the rates of change. How long is it going to continue in non-res? Well, the dollar amount's going to go up through 2024. We're going to see more and more spending, but the rate of rise is going to ease when we get to the second quarter or so of 2023. We're going to see that just slow down and coast from a high of like 13.4% down to about 4% by the end of 2023. Still good growth, still lots of opportunities. So if you can, try to tune out all the noise and the emotional impact and look at your rates of change. look at the rates of change for your industry. And if the rates of change are rising, that dollar trend is going to be going up, and those dollars should find their way into your pocket too. I'm Alan Beaulieu. Thank you for joining us for ITR's Trends Talk. See you next time.